Okay, hello YouTube. This is the Canadian Greek coming at you. I'm heard a lot of things lately. This latest interview with Pattie Brassard, which is prompting me to make this video on Nibiru, Planet X, our second sun. Wormwood, there's been called many things now, but basically this is a binary star system. Like 90% or 98% of the rest of them that are out there. There are trinary and there's quad, but this is a binary system. Okay, we do have a second sun, and it is inbound. This much is, as far as I'm concerned, is a fact. This is a site that Turrialba volcano. Right now it's night there, but I go there every day to try and get fresh pictures of the inbound object dubbed Blue Bonnet by Marshall Masters and his group. I was going to make a second video on Nibiru, which is why, if you're wondering why I made one and never made a second one, is because I had to wait. I took some shots of the object that Marshall Masters dubbed the Blue Bonnet. Okay, these are some of the shots that I took, and my intentions were to wait a few months or 6 months, and then take a second group of shots and see how much this object has grown. However, that point has now been rendered a non-issue for the simple fact that the Turrialba volcano, the camera on it has been changed. It went down for a couple of months. Actually, no, it wasn't a couple of months, but it was weeks. And the new camera that has been put up has been donated, so from the US to the government of Puerto Rico, and now it is unusable. It is of lower resolution, and I can no longer use it to do my follow-up video on Nibiru. However, my research still continues, and what I've come up with from several sources, one I'm going to give you right now, and it is Marshall Masters' new video, Planet X System Observations and Orbital Analysis. I suggest you all have a look at this video like your lives depended on it. Also look at, of course, the Planet X, all the final puzzle ones from 00 Skyview team. They've also done a very good job. From my analysis, right now, the core of the Planet X system, which is what it is. Planet X is one of the planets of a system that's coming in with our brown dwarf star, our sister star, as this is a binary system. Okay, but that brown dwarf right now is at 10 AU away from Earth, 10 AU or greater, which is out around Saturn. Okay, around the orbit of Saturn. It is twice as far away as Jupiter, which is at 5.2 AU. Okay, so now considering this thing is traveling, let's say even if it is traveling at the same speed as a comet, let's say Ison, it took Ison 8 months to get from Jupiter, from the orbit of Jupiter, to where it is now, which is coming up on Mars, to get into the inner solar system. It took 8 months. Now, if this thing is moving at the same speed, which I think it is not, I think it's moving a little bit slower. Okay, Marshall Masters doesn't give you an exact timetable of when it'll be here. I'm going to do that. Okay, this thing is at least 18 months away. Okay, so we are looking at the end of 2014, early 2015. Let's say January of 2015, when we were gonna, what Pattie Brassard is describing is very real. Okay, These are going to be the consequences when this thing comes around perihelion. And, well, it comes between us and the sun. And apparently, that is what is going to happen. Okay? The 3 days of darkness, everything that she describes is real. But not right now. Her date of the 17th of February, 3 days from today, by the way, the day I'm making this recording, and I'm making this video, are way off. I wanted to make an analysis of this blue bonnet. Okay, this is a real object, by the way. It is not a reflection. This I've analyzed the images, and this thing is real. Okay, so I wanted to make a follow-up video, but now I cannot, because this camera at Turrialba is no longer, if you notice the time tape stamp and everything else here is completely different now. Okay, this camera feed is now unusable for me to make my follow-up video and make a measurement of this object, okay, and tell you how much bigger it's gotten and when we can expect it to be real close, because this thing is coming close to us, by the way. And the Planet X system is another system, and it's got 7 planets. Okay, now, just like our sun has 9 planets. Okay, they're not all exactly very close to. All our planets aren't exactly close to our sun, like Mercury and Venus, and us. So when this thing is coming in, it's got orbitals that are obviously pretty far from it, right? We can expect, based on its size, and I don't know how big it is, how massive it is, but as a brown dwarf, it is definitely a little bit larger than Jupiter, maybe 4 or 7 times larger than Jupiter, we don't know. But it will not have the same mass as our sun, so I imagine its orbitals are going to be much closer to it. I don't think it's going to have orbitals that are 30 AU away. But in any case, it is 10 AU now from us. So chances are its orbitals are going to be starting to swing by very soon. And they are going to have orbits that intersect with Earth's. Are there going to be any collisions? I don't know. But the fact that this thing is coming in, and it will be here in my time frame, is 18 months. Okay, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter, but I say by January 2015. In and around that time. It's too bad that I'm not going to be able to make my analysis on this, to make a follow-up video. That would have given me a better time frame, but all is not lost, because Marshall Masters and his group have come through. Okay, everybody should see this video. I'm making this video for my subscribers, okay, to give them a heads up. I don't know if they've seen this or not. They may have, they may have not. And Marshall Masters doesn't give you a time frame, and I am. So have a look at this and prepare. And God bless, God be with all of us. And forget about what Pattie Brassard is saying as far as her time frame. Her information on the rest of what the effects of that brown dwarf passing between us and the sun, all that is pretty much valid, I think. I don't know about the microwave analysis either. I'm not quite sure about that. She gives a microwave analysis that anybody on the surface is going to be cooked alive. I'm not sure about that. if that were true, there would be no witnesses from the ancient past, from the ancient cultures to talk about this, because, you know, there'd be nobody left. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? Nobody would have seen this thing. Anybody that saw it would have been cooked alive, right? Would have been microwaved on the spot, and, you know, like a vampire stepping into sunlight, turning into ash, bam, and you're dead, and that's it. And if that were also true, there would be no brush, no trees, no life on this earth whatsoever. Anything on the surface is going to be absolute ash or cooked, right? So who the hell left back? Who the hell left behind the stories? Okay. Anyways, but this is pretty serious. It's actually deadly serious, and you should all pay attention. I think this is all I'm going to say for now. This is a Canadian Greek. Thanks for listening. I'm out.